Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talk of the Town podcast, where each week we bring you valuable insight and information that directly affects our local business community. I'm Danielle Hawley, and I'm the Executive Director of the best Chamber of Commerce around the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. And I'm proud to bring you our Talk of the Town podcast with my super awesome co-host, Mr. Carlos Garcia of FYI Technologies. Carlos, how's it going today?
Fantastic, Danielle.
Love it. Love it. Thanks for being here, my friend. Well, this week we have Phillip Cothran Jr., Fontana City Councilman, Chamber Member, and owner of Phillip Cothran Goosehead Insurance Agency, joining us on the podcast. Council Member Cothran, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Honored to be here with you guys. I watch the show on a regular basis, so, I'm ready for those hard-hitting questions today.
I love it. I love it. Well, we know you're a busy guy. Obviously, you have your hand in the insurance industry, very active within the chamber, and then serving on our Fontana City Council. So we just appreciate you coming on today to share a lot of exciting updates with things that are happening within the city. And I'm exceptionally happy because I feel like Phillip's like my little brother. I've known him for, forever. In the last few years, we've got to MC the Miss Fontana pageant together. So I thought, why are we not having on the podcast? So I was like, come on the podcast, let's hang out, let's chit chat, give us some great updates. But super excited to have you. So let's start out. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, we want to know about your family, your history here in Fontana, and then talk about your business.
Of course, I can always talk. I'm a politician now. Apparently, I can always talk about myself forever and ever and ever. So it's a disease on that side of things. But no, I'm definitely not a politician on that side of things. I'm definitely a business owner and just a normal Fontana.
I was going to say, I don't know you as a politician. Never have.
Yeah, Carlos he's already catching on smart there. Obviously I was born and raised here at Kaiser Permanente on the 4th floor at the old Kaiser building. I can still point out the window that myself, my sister, we were all born in by the same doctor, Dr. Hubbard, which is kind of remarkable. He retired, unfortunately, a couple years ago, so he didn't get to see my kids get born on that side of things. But I do have I've been married to my wife for coming up here to 10 years on that side of things, which you can't see her, but she's standing over there recording me right now because.
Hi, Nisha.
Say. You're welcome. Well, by the way, welcome to my home, first and foremost, on that side of things. So we're not in my city hall office or my personal office. You're sitting in my home office at the time. And then my wife and I, we have 2 kids. Caroline is 5 and Trip, Phillip the third. We call him Trip because we like baseball. So if you get to third base in baseball on a hit, it's a triple. So Trip on that side of things. But his name is Phillip on that end. My family came to Fontana in 1952. So we've been around just a little while. My grandfather came out from Tennessee with my grandma looking for a brighter future on that side of things. He was a welder. So he welded most of the water towers and tanks that you see around the city of Fontana, as well as most of the ones in Long Beach. That's what brought us here. So the industrial side of Fontana. Didn't like the ocean very much, apparently. So we settled in the nice, wonderful area of Fontana back when there was nothing else here. They lived next to Pepe's. If you've ever seen the little trailer park, Pepe's next to on Foothill Boulevard, that is where my grandparents' first house was. So that's where they originally established. And then they moved on down into the core of Fontana when they could afford a home. So I am one of 4 kids from my parents. I'm the last born, if you couldn't guess that one. I'm the baby. And so my brother Robert, sister Amanda, who Danielle convinced to walk off the Miss Fontana stage and let me start emceeing with her on. And then
that's totally how it happened.
You pushed her out. I know you did. You pushed her out. And then my sister Cecily, and then myself in my family. So I think I don't think you want to know any more about my family on that side of things. And me, I'm
very
pretty
involved in the community. And that's one thing I love. I feel like we have similar stories in terms of our grandparents coming here and settling here in Fontana in the 1950s, which is really cool. And that's just the pride that we have within our city and the rich legacy and history that we have. It's like a generational pride that we have. And it's really great to see you carrying on the tradition and legacy. I know your dad's very involved. If you don't know, he's the president of the chamber, owns his State Farm office right up the street. But Phil's just been an amazing man within the community with just a heart to serve others. And so it's been great to see you leading from the dais at City Council and just being so involved in giving back to the community that's really made us who we are. That's what it's about. So Yeah, keep up the good work. We're very proud of you. And it's been fun to see you grow up over all these years and do what you're doing.
I appreciate that. It's been a long way coming on that side, from being a volunteer at the police department to receiving the awards to now being the one that gets to give out the awards. So it's come full circle around now. It's pretty entertaining. I love it. I love my insurance agency. I love doing my day job. That is great. But if I could give all this up and just do city council full time, I would do that in a heartbeat. But thankfully, city council does not pay well enough to be a full-time job, and nor should it ever. It is designed to be a public servant on that side of things. So, but I love it. It's the greatest job I've ever had. And my wife will tell you, I spend probably way too much time doing it versus focusing on our actual business here in Fontana.
So speaking of council, right? So let's talk politics, right? Let's talk about your role as a councilman, the district you cover, how long you've been in office, and a little tidbit for you guys are listening to. Philip and I got started in Christian's Business Partners as presidents of different chapters. And that's kind of like how we started our connection way back when. And it's thanks to this man right here that I'm also got into public service through council. I don't know if you twisted my arm or not, but here we are. But I thank you for that, man, and all the great talks and wisdom. But let's talk about you.
Yeah. So city council wise, I was elected in 2018 to my first term. And then 2022, I was elected my second term. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was ready for it. And I'm not really quite sure what the residents were thinking electing a 27-year-old to city council on that side of things. But it is a great joy to perform this work. I do represent the District 1 of the city of Fontana, which is easiest the way to say the district is. It's everything north of Foothill Boulevard and west of Citrus, all the way to the Rancho border on that side of things. And then the county border on the south end. So that is my area. It's home to about 56,000 residents.
Wow.
Yeah. So the city is much bigger than people realize on that side of things. We're pushing almost 230,000 residents that call Fontana home, especially with the population growth that we're seeing now, with the new housings that's coming to the city. By the time we're all planned out, we're estimated to be about 300,000 residents strong in the city once we're fully developed. So we have a lot of space in our downtown. We have a lot of space in the core, a lot of space still that we have plenty of infill projects that we like to call them. Small, half-acre to acre lots that you see empty in the city of Fontana. A lot of those are starting to get filled out. So that's where we're going to see a lot of our residents coming from in the future on that side of things. Council-wise, what do I do on a day-to-day basis? I check emails on a day-to-day basis. There's not a day where people like to say it's a citizen complaint. I call it calls for concern. It's no such thing as a complaint. You're not complaining to me because you have a valid concern on that side of things. So I field most of those personally myself. I like to call every single one that emails me back. If they give me a phone number, I chat with them about their concern, figure out what's going on, get the proper party involved and to help resolve the issue. Whether it's, loud music at a party that's going on next door and you don't want to call 911 because you didn't know you're supposed to call them, to, hey, I have questions about this development that's going into my house. How is it going to impact me and my property rights and my property ownership? To traffic concerns around school districts, even though we don't oversee the school districts, the city streets are still ours to maintain, to fix that pothole that you hit every single day. Let us know. I want to be able to fix it and get the pothole fixed within 12 hours is my goal. From the time you report it to us, to the time it's patched, good to go. But the other side of things that we do on city council, which you're familiar with, Carlos, is we do a lot of zoning. We do a lot of application hearings. We do a lot of development hearings, whether it's going to be industrial in the city of Fontana, it's going to be housing, it's going to be commercial. We oversee all that, and we're the final body that gets to approve or deny to make sure that it meets our regulations for not only the city, the county, but also for the state of California and our building requirements to make sure it's safe, to make sure it's an appropriate area for it to go into. Look at the environmental regulations that the state have put through CEQA that has put it down on us, as well as just to make sure it's a proper fit for all of our neighbors, right? Make sure it's being good use in surrounding areas on that side of things. So that's really takes up the majority of what I do on city council on a day-to-day basis. I do get to wear another helmet, as you can kind of see back there. I also get to oversee the fire department here in the city of Fontana, the Fontana Fire Protection Agency, which is about 130 firemen strong in the city, plus some support staff, plus all of our fire stations, all of our apparatuses. I always thought it was a fire truck. Apparently it's called a fire apparatus now. I knew that on that side of things. Water truck is a water tender. Ladder trucks. There's a number of different terms now that we oversee and we budget that properly. And so I'm the president of that. So We oversee a couple different smaller subcommittees on the council. So I'm on that one. I'm also on our wastewater. So everything that you flush down the toilet, I get to oversee that with Inland Empire Utilities Agency to also make sure that we're bringing back that water and it's recycled properly back into the purple pipes that you see around the city of Fontana that are growing. So those are the subcommittees I sit on, as well as our downtown development. So, and then there's more. There's finance committee, there's housing, there's several other committees that other council people get to sit on, but I'm not involved in those.
You know what's awesome, man? I'm glad that you share what you do as a councilman, because most people, since they don't really pay attention, they assume a lot. And I'm glad that you're sharing is the fact that you're not a rubber stamper, man. You do your homework, like everybody on your council, including your mayor as well. You guys really do take the time and go through everything. You know, unlike most people that just talk, thinking that, oh, it's just another thing that we're just putting through. So I'm glad you touched on it, man. That's huge.
Oh, of course. No, man. When I first got on council, there was nights that they would get. So we get binders. We used to get binders, and I kid you not, the binders used to be like this thick on some council meetings. And I'd sit there and we'd go through every single page and read it all. My wife was like, "Are you seriously reading all of that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need to know what we're doing." Now, a bunch of it's, some of it's, a lot of it's copy and paste from like secret requirements saying, yes, we did all this, and this, and this. So you get to used to the forms at that point now that I've been on so long. But I mean, there's been nights where I've been reading till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning before a council meeting just to make sure I'm understanding the material that's before us. Because I don't want to go in there and just say, oh yeah, staff reviewed it, staff, cool, good job. I want to make sure that I'm double checking everything that they're doing and that we're doing what's right for the city. So, but now thankfully we're environmental friendly now. I no longer get the big stacks of trees printed out. Everything is now on an iPad for us. So I get to copy, highlight, make notes, send it to staff directly and be like, what does this mean? What are you trying to do here? What is this? So that kind of cuts down the paper use, which is good.
Awesome.
Good job. Well, you're doing a fantastic job. And I think the word that comes to my mind when I think of your role and our mayor is just intentional. And I think it shows in the development, the progress that the city has made. That doesn't happen by accident, right? It's because of intentionality, thoroughly vetting our developers and projects and making sure that things are intentional and that they're good for the benefit of the city and its residents. And it takes a strong council and a strong mayor to do that. And we're very fortunate here in Fontana, at least on the chamber side of it, right? We want pro-business friendly folks in office that will advocate for us and our businesses. And I can 100,000% say that we feel so supported on the business community side of things by our mayor and city council. And it shows. And I think when you get that synergy and working in lockstep with each other, with the business community, with those that are in office, that's why you see the amazing products of what's happening in Fontana. And it's not the case in every city. We can kind of look to some of our neighbors. I'm not going to say any names or anything like that. But I'm just very partial and biased probably because I love Fontana so much, but I think that we are the crown jewel of the Inland Empire on all the fronts and all the levels in terms of development, being intentional, and just, what we're allowing or not allowing to happen within the city. And that's important. It's tough to undo bad decisions sometimes. And we've seen that takes years often, and changing of the guard and the council and decision makers. But I feel like now more than ever, I feel like we are just in complete, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like relationship and accord, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I think you can get a lot of really awesome stuff done when you're working together. And so you mentioned something that I wanted you to touch on. You mentioned downtown. And I know that the downtown is kind of been your baby. So there's a downtown project going on, you guys. If you haven't noticed, if you've driven down Sierra, remember the Sierra widening, but here at the chamber, we've got this beautiful parking structure going up next to us. Stage Red is open. So give us an update on our downtown.
Of course, happy to. So when I first got onto council, I'm not going to say complaining. I was raising concern to the mayor that the city of Fontana, we don't have like a live entertainment. We don't have any place to go. Like, at the time I was 20 something years old. I said, Aki, I said, where does my generation go right now? I said, we're going to Claremont. I said, we're going out to Redlands. I said, we're going to Pasadena. I said, we're driving all the way to LA. I said, for entertainment. I said, why is that so? What's going on in our community that we can't figure out something to do in our own area? And she said, oh, that's great. Go ahead and fix it. Okay, cool. I'm glad I have your support, Aki. Thank you. And so she's been a great support beacon and driving force behind it as well. But obviously, you mentioned that beautiful parking structure. You mentioned Stage Red. That is kind of the tip of the iceberg. The first things that we started was obviously the mayor started Spoggies, where they came to the Women's Club to bring back life into a downtown restaurant during the day, because there wasn't a whole lot down here. I know because my business is across the street, so I walk around every single day. And then the second one was going to be the live entertainment factor. That was going to be more of a live band venue that we designed with Sammy Hagar for that whole venue. And it's beautiful. If you haven't gone to a concert there or performance, I highly encourage you. We have pretty much one every Friday night between now and the end of the year. And there's some great cover bands. There's some great independent artists out there. There's up and comers that are going through. I mean, we even have Bob Marley's son coming into play. So, I mean, don't tell the mayor, but we were talking some other local Fontana guys that have major names to come out and do some performances with us. So we're hoping those are going to connect out and work out. And hopefully we'll see Sammy Hagar again. We'll see him again next year. So if you missed the concert this year, catch him again next year. He's going to be coming out for the next couple of years for us.
Great.
And then, of course, you saw that beautiful parking structure behind you. I'm glad you say pretty. Parking structures can be rather ugly, and they're just concrete buildings. But we take great pride in what we do in the city, and we want it to look beautiful. We want it to look pretty. We want it to be something that when you walk down an alley, right, and you see it down between the Stage Red and you see it between the chamber offices, that you're going to want to go down that alleyway and you're going to want to take photos with it. You're going to want to say, this is beautiful. This is designed well. And then you're not going to tell it's a parking structure. You're going to think it's a beautiful art piece that people are going to be social media coming out to take photos in front of because it's that pretty, right? That was the standard that we set with our staff and with every developer that comes through that says, no, this better be Instagram worthy. Otherwise, don't bring it. And so that's kind of the standard that we've set. And it's been hard because, people are like, but it's your downtown. Like, what does it matter? And I'm like, no, it matters, because if we're going to redevelop our downtown from back when it was the 40s, 50s, and 60s when it was first created to now, it needs to live up to the standard of what we have now of going forward. So I'm really excited on that side. We are working on another parking structure that's going on the other side of Sierra Avenue away from you, kind of behind the B of A on that side, which will house another 300, 400 vehicles. And then there'll be a third parking structure down at the Metrolink that we're working with Caltrans, Metrolink, to do a larger one down that way. It should be 600 to 800 vehicles on that side. So altogether, we should have about 1,500 to 1,600 vehicle parking stations to get rid of all of these open parking lots that we have, to fill them up with businesses so people can actually walk and live and work in our downtown on that side of things. So we want to make sure parking's not an inhibitor for people coming downtown. So we figured let's start there first and foremost, so that way we can change our building code requirements that says, hey, if you're going to put a business into downtown, instead of saying you need to have 12 or 14 parking spaces, congratulations, you don't have to have any, because we're going to take it on in the city ourselves, and we're going to provide those for you, right? That was a blockade to get businesses to come down. They said, there's no place for people to come and visit me. There's no place to park. They won't come to my house. They won't come to my business. So how am I going to do this? Cool. We heard it. We heard you loud and clear. We'll take care of it on the city side. So that was step one. Now, step two is we went through and we, as a city, we decided to put our money where our mouth is. And we started purchasing properties. We started purchasing some of the dilapidated buildings that needed some a little bit more TLC, some of the vacant properties that didn't have any development going on. We started putting them together, right? It's a lot easier when you're willing to step forward and put all these parcels together and make a solid piece for a developer to come through and partner with you and say, hey, you now have 2 acres together, 3 acres together, 4 acres together. I can do a large project around this side of things and come through and build the commercial on the bottom with the residential on top, or maybe just four stories of commercial, getting businesses back into our downtown. And so we're not at the phase now where we have acquired just about everything in the core section of it. When the core section, I'm talking about everything north of Arrow, south of Spring Street, and just west of Sierra. We've acquired most of those parcels in there, and it's going to be beautiful. We're abandoning Spring Street from a street altogether, and it's going to be walkable mixed use down through there. So that way there's going to be no cars. You can stroll through with your family, and evening times you can connect to the Pacific Electric Trail, which the electric trail is going to be a whole nother thing. That's going to be our art walk. We're going to have local artists, whether it's going to be our high schoolers or people that have graduated. They're going to be able to show their beautiful art along the art walk, and it's going to be great. And we've received grant funding from the state as well as the feds to do so. But current projects that we have going on right now in downtown, which I know is really what people want to hear about, because they've heard me talk about our downtown and what we're trying to do. But this is what's happening right now. So right now off of Sierra and Arrow, we have a proposed Sierra Sky Plaza, which is a 5-story mixed-use structure with 20 residential units, 20,000 square feet of office space, and 11,000 square feet of commercial space. So that is currently being applied for with the city of Fontana moving forward. The developer is very eager. If he had it his way, he would already be grading and demoing all the buildings, and it would be up and running by now. So we're really excited on that side. He's local, and people say, hey, you always partner with people that are out of state. You partner with people that are from Orange County. This developer lives here in the city of Fontana. He calls Fontana home. So this is a pride thing to him. So I'm really excited about that side. The other side that we have coming up, we have another mixed-use project off of Arrow and Nuevo, which that one's already underway. That's a 5-story building, mixed-use development, 3,200 square feet of commercial on the first floor with a combination of 28 units, ranging from 625 square feet to 1,300 square feet above it for residential uses. That one's going to have a 5th-story sky lounge up top for its residents to use, and then it's going to have subterranean parking. So that one, you already should see that one running right now. It's under use. And then a couple things we have entitlement review right now is a mixed-use building off of Sierra and Spring Street. So if you're looking at that side, literally on the corner, it's 8 multifamily units with 1 commercial retail space. We're looking at a coffee shop right there, maybe a juice bar or something of that nature to get people to walk in, be able to have some little sit-down area, kind of mixed use, be able to entertain their friends, their families when they come around. Someplace for my staff, for City Hall to be able to walk across the street to. Chamber, you're right there, so you guys can go that way. That one's going to be about 5 stories tall. And then we have a downtown cafe, which is in plan check right now, which is coming off of the northeast corner of Arrow and Orange and Wheeler. That one is 1,100 square foot coffee shop. So they're moving right now. They came in a little early, so they didn't understand that we're doing the parking standards and removing those. So they actually have their own parking lot. We said, hey, let's redevelop this together. You don't need that large parking lot anymore. Let us take care of the parking. Let's make you a bigger, or maybe add another unit onto it to use the space a little bit more wisely on that side of things. And then we are in conversations for one of the old buildings in downtown that the city acquired for us to be able to bring a restaurant in there. So we're talking casual lunch dining, but then a white linen tablecloth dining at nighttime with maybe a tequila bar, private hosting rooms, things of that nature. And a couple of your chamber members are in talks of upgrading that space for us. So
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Hopefully we should have some bigger news by the end of the year. And then if you come to City Hall currently and you look in our back parking lot, you'll see the fire annex building is currently being built. So that's going to house all of our fire personnel, all of our back staff on that side of things. That's going to house our community services. That's going to house our KFON studios. So we're going to be able to do live broadcasts every single day out of there. So we're going to bring our own news network, right? The news doesn't give us from LA doesn't always give us the love and attention that we deserve for all of our programming. So we're bringing them in-house to do it ourselves.
That's awesome.
So you'll see that one. That one's going to be about 3 stories tall. And that will alleviate then from the backside of the chamber for you guys to get human resources out of the backside, and then eventually partner with the chamber to build a nice, beautiful 3-story, 4-story building where you guys are at now, and have a big incubator status on that side of things. So we're looking for a space that you can have a 300, 400, maybe 500, 600 square foot office, different variations of it. So people that are looking to start their businesses can have a low cost lease agreement with the city of Fontana, put their businesses in there, have some educational pieces from the chamber, hopefully partnership on that side to keep us flowing. And then right now the city does have a loan program for businesses that want to come to our downtown where you can give you up to $50,000 in grant funding, a loan program funding to help you either hire more employees, expand your offices, or build your offices in downtown.
That is fantastic. Pro business, you guys.
Trust me.
Love it.
As a business owner, I need other businesses to make the investment and come to downtown and help me out. So
yes,
I'm telling you, we're putting our money where our mouth is. Come join us. Come ask us. We'd love to be a partner with you and make sure this is a reality.
Yes, thank you. Thank you on behalf of our business community. Thank you for just leading from that place. And it comes from personal experience, right? You've got skin in the game. So it shows, but we truly appreciate that.
Of course. So, and as things continue to develop, I'll have to come back on and give you guys brief updates and tell everyone at the chamber luncheons what's going on and how things are changing and shaking out in the city of Fontana.
I love it.
Hey, so with all of this parking structures going in, all of these places to fill in with cars, talk to us about any exciting events coming up, like Halloween, Christmas, anything's coming up.
Yes. So we like to have community pride in the city of Fontana. There's no hiding that on that side of things. And apparently we have some amazing houses that put on some amazing Halloween and Christmas decorations. that have received some national news, local news. And we figured, hey, why not go ahead and see if we can't have a little bit of competition between our own residents here in the city of Fontana. And we're going to go ahead and kick off a Halloween and Christmas house decorating contest that you can apply your own house if you like to. Submit your house for a review. We're going to send it out to all of our residents with a website. They can go on there. They can look at every single house. They can see the address if you'd like to see where, post your address for people to come see it in person. And then the residents get to vote on which one should make it into our top 10 category. And then from there, then our Parks and Community Services Commission will be the ones that are actually going to select the awards and actually give the awards out to those residents. So I highly recommend, if you love to decorate your house, I'm a Christmas guy. My wife loves Christmas, so we decorate a house for Christmas. Halloween, it's more of like a friendly thing on that side of things, so I won't apply there. But if you like Halloween and you put on some good mazes and things of that nature, apply, let us know, submit your photos, submit your applications. That should be coming out by the end of the month for people to start applying for. So we are going to have a Halloween and Christmas decorating contest in the city of Fontana, and hopefully that'll spark some friendly competition between our neighbors.
I love this. Thinking outside of the box. That's fun. That's really fun.
It should be fun on that side of things. And then my own marketing communicator coordinator here in the city of Fontana, she loves plants. She loves flowers. She loves all of that. And so she's saying in the summertime and springtime, we need to have a best landscaping competition in the city. So it's going to be something that's going to happen every couple months. We're going to have a different competition between our neighbors. So if decorating your house for Christmas and Halloween's not your thing, you love plants, or maybe you love a vegetable growing contest, we're going to start mixing things up and create a little fun atmosphere that gets to showcase our residents and what they actually enjoy to do.
I love this. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you have shared so much great information. If people are interested in connecting with you, how can they connect with you?
My city cell phone and everything's on the website. So if you go and type in Phillip Cothran, City of Fontana, it'll come up there for you. My email is also PW Cothran. You got to put the W on there because apparently my dad's been a city employee longer than I have. So he gets P Cothran. So send it to pwcothran@fontana.gov and it'll come directly there. Otherwise, you can see me at any of the chamber events. I'm always there. You can also find me pretty much at my office at City Hall almost every single day as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support for our business community and just all the fantastic work that you're doing within the city of Fontana. We look forward to more exciting updates coming up in the near future. There's a lot to chew on today, you guys. So if you didn't know, now you're in the know. You know what's happening downtown. And I love the contest. That's great. So there's no excuse. There's always something going on, always a way to connect and plug in. But thank you, Councilman Cothran, for joining us and for just being such a great friend to our business community.
Of course. And I have one last going away present for you guys.
Okay.
So I have if you're coming to the next chamber luncheon, I have a limited edition City of Fontana hat.
Ooh.
Okay. I designed these personally for the city. So there's only about 20 of them in circulation right now. So I'm going to be giving one of these away at the next luncheon. So make sure you come, mention the podcast.
Okay.
You hat.
I love that. That would go great with the City of Fontana socks.
Yes, it would.
Which I wear. I love those things.
And I'm gonna say, man, since we are part together here in the podcast, I'd say that Danielle and I should get a hat. What do you think, Danielle?
Yeah, I have a black one and I have a blue one, so it's up to you.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
All right. We would love the hat. We will proudly rock it, represent our awesome city, and I'll wear my socks to match too.
There you go.
Well, once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We love and appreciate you guys taking time each and every week to tune into the Talk of the Town podcast. We are on all major streaming platforms as well as the YouTube. Our episodes drop every Tuesday at 10 a.m. But we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Once again, Councilman Cothran, thank you so much. Carlos, thank you so much. And we will catch you guys next week on the Talk of the Town podcast.